Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Dramatic Capture Set Part 1. I think this is Part 1. I might be mistaken. I really don't know how they're numbered or what one came out first, but I think this is Part 1. But once again, not super certain. But this is the one with Thundercracker, Kremzeek, and Refractor, or Refractors. So we'll just jump straight in with, Kremzeek, because he's super simple, and we'll just get him out of the way. I really love Kremzeek. My mom, she loves Kremzeek. My whole family loves the episode of Kremzeek, and I love that he's included. Just a simple little guy. There's no tabs. Well, there are a couple little holes, but there's no tabs or anything. So obviously you can, set like that, because I think this is probably like the standard 3mm hole, but I really like him, especially since he hasn't been included in much. He was included in the HasCon version of Refractor, the one that was I think it was toy colors, I think, or at least it was colored to be like real world. And the Masterpiece, the original Masterpiece Megatron, not the new MP36, newish MP36, the old MP4 or something like that. Can't remember what the number is, but the old Masterpiece Megatron. And I think there's been a couple third-party ones over the years, but really like to see the inclusion of him, just love him to be like a little accessory. But we'll just leave him off this side because that's really all he does. So we'll just take a look at Thundercracker, because his alt mode is a bit more to talk about. So I have not experienced the Earthrise mold, and a lot of people antiquate the Earthrise mold as just being upscaled versions of the Classics mold, and I have not experienced the Classics mold either. So this is an experience that I'm going completely blind into. I really like it. Obviously, it's not perfect. The issues are there, the guy, Thundercracker's right on the bottom, but that's most plain Transformers in general. There's only a few minor exceptions. But yeah, I really like it. It does help that they sculpted the F-15 Eagle part of it, the plane very, very well. Love the sculpt work, love the lines going through it. And it also doesn't help that the F-15 Eagle is one of the coolest fighter jets in all of, the United States military and across all of history. I would say the F-15 Eagle is the quintessential fighter jet that most people think of. Maybe behind the F-22 Raptor, maybe, when you think of a fighter jet, or at least that silhouette and shape. But yeah, really, really like it. The thrusters back here, or jet engines, are not the typical circular ones. They're these weird square ones because, it hasn't become his feet. And I really don't care. It's not that big a deal, but really do like it. Love the red and white on the tail fins. He looks really nice. I do like the shade of blue. I like how it's a bit more whitish or washed out, if you will. It's not super dark red or dark blue, sorry, like this guy, Road Ranger, or even just a baby blue. I like how it's almost mixed with itself to form this really nice shade of subtle blue. Not quite what I don't think this is quite what he looked like in the cartoon or in a lot of media, but I really do like this color. Looks an awful lot like the just random Seeker that came in that Legacy 2-pack here recently, with the Jaxus drone and the Auto Trooper. Kind of looks like it's that exact same color, just the tiniest bit more blue. And I really like it. Really like the colors. Of course, he has his null rays right there. Are blast effect compatible and whatnot. Yeah, just a simple little plane. I really do like it. I like the size of it. It's not a teeny tiny little plane, so it just feels a little bit more fun to, just whoosh around. I do really like that. And the Decepticon symbols are nice and visible right there. So we'll put him off to the side so we can take a look at Refractor. Probably the thing that most people were looking for in this set. Yeah, he does come with all of his bits and pieces like the HasCon version. I'm pretty sure it's HasCon with the, I think, I'm not super certain with cameras, so I apologize, but you have your lens, your handles, your dials and whatnot, and then whatever this is, like your flash, then your view. I think those are all the pieces, and then I do love the tripod. This is so inventive, so fun. These little pieces I think I put back in the big box. It's just the one. So, I just have the one of those little circular pieces. I do really like this because the original release of the Siege refractors didn't come with these little odds and ends. It was just the guys with their guns and the little circular piece down there. I'm not going to do their individual weird spaceship mode. It's just this. That's why people are buying the dramatic capture set for the camera mode, not for their individual spaceship mode. So I don't really care. But yeah, that's really it. I do really like it. Obviously, it's not perfect. It doesn't cover up everything, but you can't remold. You'd be remolding a ton of stuff on these guys to be able to get them to really blend in with each other and make a really nice looking camera. Like the extensive work that they did for the Hazcon version. There was a reason why they did that, and it also helped that the G1 colors helped out that way as well. When this is going for more animation accurate, cartoon accurate, so it can't do that extensive coloring or even remolding like here on the fronts of the legs, because that's what they're gonna be. So I like it. It's still really, really fun, but for people who are like, oh, it still doesn't look like a camera, well, it's whatever. I guess you're gonna have to get a different one. But so yeah, we'll just jump straight into transforming them. I don't know why I brought him over, because we'll just start with refractor. So we'll start with just ripping all of the camera pieces off, and it's just really, really simple. These guys are I really do like them. It's even though it's not difficult to make, to transform them, because literally all they do is turn into 3 blocks that just stick together. I don't know. I like it. We'll just put these guys out to the side and we'll do them off camera, because they're all the exact same as him. It is a little finicky, at least on mine. The legs really like to tab into each other, so you really got to wiggle it around. But just extend the legs, fold these in. And one thing that I really do, I want to say it's inventive, but I also want to say it's kind of redundant, is you swivel the waist and then you swivel the legs. I like that step. I like the step, like that. There's more to it than just like folding his legs down, spinning the waist, and then doing what I'm going to do now is fold out the arms. I really do like that it adds an extra step, but that extra step kind of feels pointless. When I was first getting this guy and figuring him out, I was really confused why when I rotated the waist around, I was like, the legs don't go that way. I don't know. It's just one of those steps in my mind that's just like, okay, because I think it's pointless to do it that way, but it's also helps out such a small, simple toy to have a bit more to him. And I'd rather have this toy have a bit more to him in like a transformation wise than be super duper simple and boring. So there he is. Really, really simple, really, really fun. So let's quick arm him up. So we'll do it with these pieces, the view pieces. Just put him on his shoulder like that, and then we'll give him a gun, and we'll give him this. And obviously, you guys don't have to, if you're especially going for animation accurate look, you don't have to put all this stuff on because he's not animation accurate anymore. But I just like to. I don't like to store things in the box. But let's get the other two done. And here they all are, all put together everything. So obviously, like I said, when I transformed him, is that I like to store all the little pieces on them. I don't like to just store them off to the side or in a drawer or in the box. I like them to be like this. When obviously they're not animation accurate this way, but I really don't care. I like them built up like this. So let's move them off to the side so we can do Thundercracker now. So Thundercracker, everyone should know how this guy works. Everyone should know how the refractors work, but because it's the Earthrise Starscream, but it's also the Classics mold, basically. That's what everyone was complaining about, is that it felt too similar. I really don't care. I think it is a little bit lazy that they just took the Classics and upscaled it, basically. But that's not here nor there, especially for today. So what I'm going to do, and once again, I didn't read the instructions because I'm just that good. Not really. But I'm just going to start with the legs. I don't know why this side of mine, the one wing loves to pop off, but it just does. So that's a little bit annoying. But I start with the legs and just extend them and then close them up, separate them so it's easier. There, I think I got it. There. Now just do the feet, and those are pretty self-explanatory and simple. Fold that up, and it does tab in. It tabs in right there. So I use the ankle tilt to undo it, like that, and then I swing it down. Then the feet out again, and there are the legs. Really simple. Close that, and now for this, I'm going to swing these out of the way right now, then bring this back. I don't know what it's hitting. And I haven't done Thundercracker a ton. It's these spots. I haven't done Thundercracker a ton. I've always messed with the refractors because they're just a bit more neat, even though they turn into just blocks. I do really like this, and maybe this is from the Classics toy. I'm not super certain, but you hinge open this top, and then you can extend the arm all the way out. I really do like that. I know it's super simple, but I love how it's just so seamless almost. The way you can only see that little bit, and it's just so seamless. I really, really like that. So same thing over here. Just do that again. And then now with all this, you just undo that, and at first, I thought that was landing gear. Sorry. Apologize for that. I think I've gotten some sort of sickness or something. Don't quite know what it is, but it'll be all right. But just rotate all that around. Can't really explain that. I apologize, because just the way the operation is, you pull it down, spin it, but that reveals the head that's almost identical to what the Classics design does, and I do know that. But you'll just close this back up if nothing's interfering, like that. Get that all down and in. Get it all pushed together. Get those tabs to line up, like that. And there he is. Wait, not yet. Then get the tabs over here to line up and whatnot. There he is. For the most part, there he is. All done and done. We'll just quick put the null rays on his arms. Of course, he could hold them because these are 5mm compatible and all that. But yeah, there is Thundercracker. And once again, I really like him. He is really basic. I won't deny what people have said about this toy. Lack of waist swivel, the stealing half the ideas from the Classics. Even the head, looks very, very similar to the original Classics. It's nice. I really do like it, but from my knowledge of the classics version, it looks very, very similar. At least the classic ones that I know of. I think Thundercracker was a BotCon release before he was either Henkei or BotCon. I don't think he ever was released regularly in here in the States. I might be wrong about that, but to my knowledge, he was just either a BotCon release or a Henkei release, but I might be wrong. But here they are all together, even the little Crimzeek. And I really do like this set. I cannot remember how much this set was, but it's really nice. The refractors definitely pull their weight. They look beautiful. They look stunning. I think the best reason that I could, best thing that I could say about the refractors is if you weren't there to be able to buy them in Siege, like during Siege, this would be a great way to buy them. I don't know how much they are on the aftermarket, especially with the lens pieces. I just don't know how much they are. I just knew that to buy them at least regularly back in Siege was about, $60 to $70. So this might be a great way, and I have no clue how much the Hascon version is, but if you're going for an animation accurate look, I think this is an amazing way to get these toys. And you don't have to do what I did, obviously. You don't have to leave these pieces on. You could just have them in their bone stock configuration of just the basic refractor guys. Thundercracker, I don't know the situation of Thundercracker. Obviously, I know that the 86 version is out, so it completely null and voids this version, the Earthrise version. But if you still want an Earthrise version, there obviously is this, the original one that came out, that was the Amazon Prime or Amazon exclusive. I don't know if that thing is still outrageously priced anymore. I just don't know. And then there is that aforementioned, just generic, Seeker Warrior from that 4-pack, that Buzzworthy Bumblebee 4-pack with the G-Axis drone, the, Quintesson, it's the Bailiff mold, but it's in the Alicon colors, and the Auto Trooper, that would make a pretty good stand-in for Thundercracker, but I'm not super certain, how easy to obtain that guy is. But this is a pretty good set. I really do like it. If you're not willing to do the whole Thundercracker debacle, or you just want a Siege-like Thundercracker, War for Cybertron series Thundercracker, that isn't as tune accurate as the new 86 one, this is a really nice set. Really, really do like it. The refractors, I was really surprised by it. I thought I'd just be meh, whatever. And I thought that about the entire set, is I thought, meh, whatever. And they kind of are, they're all four of them are, somewhat mediocre molds. They don't do a ton, but really, I still think they're fun. I still really think they're worth their while. I don't know how much this costs anymore. It's been a while since I've got it. But I still really like them. If you really, really want the refractors, that's really what I would buy this set for. Especially the 86 Thundercracker really makes him pointless to exist, unfortunately. But either way, like I said, it's really fun. It's really nice to have. Just a good, all-around good set in general, and Crimzeek is just the icing on the cake. Really, really love that. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. So, till next time, see ya.